Welcome into the Oval Office post Martinsville edition. How are you doing this fine evening, Grant?
I am doing pretty good. My face and my neck feel really warm because I got smoked by the sun this weekend. But other than that, I'm doing all right.
I'll move a little closer to my microphone now. But yeah, I mean, you got some sun. You had a good time down in Florida for,
Oh yeah,
adult spring break weekend.
that sounds like what it was. Not. It was just hanging out with some, just some work folks. But it was good. Smoked a few big redfish. It was a good time.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Oh yeah.
If you were a Chris Buescher fan, which you were, it was not an amazing Sunday on the track though. He actually rebounded. He rallied to finish 19th. So as bad as that car ran all day, that is absolute win for
Yeah.
the 17 team.
I got a little story for you from when I was down there. Um, so as you know, I'm like in the you know plumbing construct that kind of industry. We had some customers down there. One of them is the owner of a plumbing company in the Georgia market, well, the Southeast market, I should say. But big dirt racer himself. He's a dirt racer. Grew up racing, loves racing. Is building a chassis right now. Um, and last, um, I think he was at an event with Ream and Christopher Bell was there. This was about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And he was like, "Hey, do you drive cars that are not, whatever in the off season?" He's like, "Yeah, just we take it here and there, just depends on that." And he goes, "Here's my card. I will pay you a lot of money to drive for me." And he was like, okay, gave it to his assistant and that kind of thing, and kind of went about his day. I mean, it's Seabell. That's a highly coveted guy to sit in you know, your dirt
You
car you're
think,
building.
yeah.
But he was with me last year when we were up in the Ream Suite when and Christopher Bell came back up there again. And after he had done his little spiel, he's got to talk and be like, "Oh yeah, thank you, whatever, blah blah blah," a bunch of nonsense. Um, he kind of looked at him weird and was like, he's like, "You remember me?" He's like, "Yeah, you're the dirt guy." And he was like, "Offer's still open." He goes, "Yeah, I've got your card. I might have to give you a call here soon." So he's almost done with that car. He'll be racing. He's going to race at Sonoya down there. They don't have his class at Dixie, so he won't be racing at Dixie. Um,
What does he
but
run? Super late model?
what did
Old.
he tell me he ran? He didn't. I don't. I never even saw a picture or what he runs or anything like that. But whatever he's running, it's not at Dixie. But it is at Sonoya. So I'm like, we might have to check that one out.
I love Sonoya Raceway. Sonoya is
So,
so.
and you never know, he may get Seabell to rip his car around the track at some
Hey,
point
if
because
Seabell shows up to Sonoa,
it
my
may not be there. I think he would travel wherever
probably go to
Bell
like
wants to race.
Volusia, or it would be like the same weekend as Iowa. You're going up there and doing one of those tracks or something
Yeah,
like that.
but that to say, if you're wondering what you need to do or what industry you need to get in, just own your own plumbing company, and you'll have more money and you know what to do with. So that's the moral of the story.
Speaking of plumbing, there was a lot of mess on the track this Sunday at Martinsville. I mean, there weren't a ton of incidents, um, but I mean, this was not a good race for. Well, actually, no, it was a good race for pretty much everybody. Oh, RCR, that's who I wanted to talk about. RCR, my goodness, did they miss it?
Bad day.
Um, Kyle Busch, um, radio antics. Austin Dillon sits there right there with him, finished 24th, 25th, and they ran way worse than that
Bad. It was
all day
bad.
long. That's not all that surprising, but they both got outran by both Trackhouse cars, or by the two main Trackhouse cars at least. Connor Zilic, also a bad day at the office. He was caught up in an incident. He was caught up in the big incident with Bubba Wallace and Carson Hocevar that cost Denny Hamlin this race. So we'll start with the winner, Chase Elliott. I can hear the screams from Kennesaw, Georgia now
They're
of
actually
our,
outpacing the siren in terms of decibels.
my goodness, what a win. What a much needed win, not just for Chase Elliott fans, but for Hendrick in general. I mean, seventh race of the season, they were winless, and I almost texted in the group chat today. I was like, Hendrick has no speed. There is nothing there. They cannot touch the Toyotas. And then it was like there was Blaney and Logano, and then it was like Gibbs. Bell really didn't have the speed of Gibbs. Gibbs was the second fastest car pretty much all day. And then Denny Hamlin was in a league of his own. And Alan Gustafson, who gets criticized all the time, I think back to Dover for strategy calls. And he rolled the dice, goes to two stop the final stage, takes two tires at the end, comes out, cycles to the lead. And with how hard it is to pass, Denny Hamlin just could not make up the ground, even being super aggressive to go and get Chase Elliott. And even when they were within a half second of each other with like 40 to go, there just never was a chance where there was too much lap traffic in the way. And Chase Elliott is the first Chevy win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that felt like it was Denny's race to lose there for a while until things kind of got shuffled. But yeah, that was that was about as much needed as it can get for the Chevy camp. So that was a good, easy to say now. Great call by Gustafson. You know, you roll the dice like that. You hope it turns out. Just especially because you say he is so heavily criticized about things he does. I mean, I guess when you're under the spotlight and you're the crew chief for the nine, that comes with the territory. But it worked out this time, and I mean, we said Hamlin was in a class of his own, and he couldn't make up any ground there. I mean, the last like 10, 15 laps, he drove all the way to the bumper of the nine because of some lap traffic, and then the nine just
Couldn't do
drove away
anything with it.
again. Just drove away again. It looked like Hamlin was having problems kind of wrapping that bottom there towards the end. The car did not want to rotate. It didn't look like it didn't rotate as well as the nine did. I think something maybe just with the track cooling or something just was
Just no
something was
clean air
off.
on the nose. That's
Yeah,
all it took.
and it was just it. He was running around all different lines trying to figure out. He's like, how can I get there, and just couldn't do it.
But I mean, Denny, I mean, he comes in second. He swept the stages. So basically, the exact same race that Brad Keselowski ran last week. He's going to come away with actually the most points, 56, one more than Chase Elliott. But
That's crazy.
it's still he would have been in second place if he had won. I'm fairly certain in the standings. Actually, I'm going to pull those up real quick because
I
I
just
want to
pulled
see
him
how
up
they
too as
stand.
well.
Yeah, we have looking at the standings. I mean, Tyler Reddick is he lost some ground to the leaders this week. Not a good race for Tyler Reddick. We knew
No.
that coming in that this was probably his worst track on the entire schedule.
Good night. Bubba Wallace dropped
Yeah,
8 spots.
that's two straight weeks now for Bubba where he has had a really bad finish, and he did not have the stage points this time
Mm,
to bail him out. Only one, yeah, no stage points, only one point. So, just got,
wow. -8.
yeah, he got wrecked kind of. Well, I don't want to say he got wrecked. He started a wreck.
Yeah.
I'm a
And
Bubba
he took
defender,
the
but that was
force of it for
100%
sure.
on him. Trying to plow I don't was it Stenhouse right there through I can't remember if it was Zane Smith or if it's Stenhouse through Carson Hocevar, and it spins back down and he just wham bends a toe link, day done. Um but yeah, we go into the bye week. We'll discuss the standings a little bit more later in the week because we'll have a while to think about it with no race next Sunday.
Hmm.
But it's kind of crazy that we've seen a vastly inferior Hendrick car beat the 11 based off of a strategy call.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's not crazy. It's just weird that it happened twice. But really, it's three times because it already happened again this year. Um, that wasn't directly to the 11, so we'll say. But Phoenix and Martinsville, I guess always check two tires if Denny Hamlin is dominating a race
Yeah. And you was
because
shooing to win.
it just works out for you.
Chris Gale is illegal, not illegal, allergic to two tires.
And normally he's right. but
He finds it illegal to do it. Yeah.
but Chase Elliott wins by a half second. Might as well have been 50. Because Denny, I mean, I don't know if you give him another 50 laps if he comes up and touches.
It would have
Chase
had to have
Elliott.
taken a lap traffic incident for
He
sure.
would have had to try to pass a Toyota going one singular lap down. And
Well, he did. Was Nemechek not one lap down? Because
um,
Nemechek was the one that gave Denny fits, and
Nemechek,
he just let him go right by. That may have put him 2 laps down, so it may not have mattered. But
yeah,
I was
Nemechek
expecting a
finished
bigger
3 laps
battle.
down.
Okay, because I really was expecting, even though with laps down, this, that, and the other, whatever, I still expect the Nemechek just based off of how he raced Denny earlier to battle a little bit harder. But he just let him go right on by. I was like, oh, didn't see that one coming.
I mean, it's the difference between finishing on the lead lap and not.
Yeah.
But I mean, a bit of a refresher if you like old school NASCAR of just like let them run out. There were a lot of green flag runs. Only 18 cars finished on the lead lap. So, Michael McDowell, the last one on the lead lap, if you were curious. Chase Elliott, like I said, did not have the best car today. That belonged to Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin had by far the fastest lap, almost 2 whole tenths faster than the next fastest
Good grief.
lap. He was, you could not do anything with him in clean air.
No.
He led 298 laps, or sorry, 292 laps of a 400-mile race. He's now fifth all time on the leaderboard for laps led at Martinsville. He's going to have to race a while before he catches fourth, but he passed Richard Petty for fifth all time at Martinsville. So just an absolute demon at the
Who's
paper car.
fourth?
I will pull that up if you talk for a few seconds about Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, I can talk about Denny Hamlin. I was I was a little surprised there towards the end. I thought his car was better than it showed at the end in dirty air. I was like, man, it's going to be a matter of 2 laps before he can at least drive to the nine's bumper, because I just didn't have that much faith in the nine, just based off of what we had seen earlier in the race. But boy, was I wrong about that. I just kept sitting there watching watching that thing refresh on the second or tenths back, and I was just like, all right, 0.5.
0.7,
0.7,
5.
0.6. What is happening? Why is it not getting smaller? It's actually getting bigger. And then they pan to the aerial view, and he's not wrapping the bottom and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, he might be cooked. It's
I think
over.
he used up a lot of his car getting back to Chase Elliott.
Yeah. So there was nothing. Those last 20 laps, there was nothing in the tank. He
So
was just
Denny
riding.
Denny Hamlin came into this race 8th on the all-time leaderboard. With that performance, he passed Fred Lorenzen, who led 27:31, Richard Petty 2823, and Jimmy Johnson with 29:32 laps remaining. I guess he could do it in a season, but he would really have to dominate spring Martins or fall Martinsville and then next year. But Darrell Waltrip is fourth. And if he can get to Waltrip, he can get to third with Rusty Wallace, because there's only about 15 laps that separate the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's about 100 between Cale Yarborough and Jeff Gordon, who are right there 1 and 2.
So give him a couple seasons. He can do it.
He's got supposedly 3 more races at Martinsville.
Yeah.
So
he could do that.
he could lead 700 laps in 4 races here, which that's crazy. Just how good he is that we're like actually considering it.
Yeah, he was our unanimous pick. I think our first unanimous pick of the year.
Well, we did pick SVG, both of us, earlier.
Oh, that was
So
more of like a yeah.
if we unanimously
Hindsight
pick
2020,
you,
we probably shouldn't have done that because that was
if
Coda.
we
But whatever.
unanimously pick you, you
You're
are
you're
guaranteed to finish second.
yeah. You will not win. Sorry. Who should
Um,
we curse next week or 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from now we go to. Let me look at
Bristol.
it.
Kyle Larson. You will finish second, buddy.
Yeah, we go eight. Oh my goodness, what a banger of a month is April. I mean, we
Oh
only
my
get
gosh,
two
it's gonna be
through
so
April.
good.
Um, Bristol, Kansas, Talladega.
Oh, get me to Kansas.
Oh my goodness,
Martinsville
Kansas.
made me sick. Get me to Kansas.
I mean, Talladega has its issues. Bristol has its issues. Kansas is heaven. And I think that's about the first time anyone's ever uttered that sentence.
Almost heaven. Kansas Speedway.
I
Isn't that how the
mean,
song goes?
something like that.
Yeah.
I thought you hated Kansas though. I mean,
I love
there's a
no.
certain image that just like floats around and you get traumatized by it.
No. It's like the Falcons, whatever. It's like you see it so many times, it's just you don't even care anymore.
So, but that'll
When
on
you
the
have speed somewhere, it doesn't matter what's happened in the past, you enjoy going there.
that is true. And Kansas is arguably the best racing on the schedule.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
think
one of
I
the
think it's
tracks.
I think it's the best.
So you're a Kansas truther over Charlotte and Atlanta.
Atlanta's right there. Charlotte, I'll let you know when I'm there in October.
I was gonna say the 600 is a bucket list event.
I'm not
Whenever
going to that one because
family.
no, because my wedding anniversary is on Memorial Day weekend every year, so that'll be a tough one to ever get to.
Oh, there is a solution to that, Grant.
I know the first race of that the baptism did not go very well. It was a little cold. it was a it was a B minus event, I would say. She enjoyed it, but it was not a smashing success. So there's more work to be done there before we try and pull a stunt like that.
Okay, you found another solution. I was just gonna say divorce, but there you go.
That's not on the table. that is not that is not an option.
How dedicated are you to Will, Grant? I think
Apparently not dedicated enough if that's an option.
yeah, no, much better option. Take her to Charlotte. Take her to the
uh,
600 instead.
I know. That's that. It also sucks that just yeah, that's the Indy weekend because I would love to go to the 500.
I would one day hope to be just like I would love to be rich enough
To do the
that it
double
would be
yourself.
possible to do the double.
Hey, you never know.
I mean, if teleportation ever exists, the triple is right there.
We have a friend that allegedly will make it big one day. Get us on that PJ flying to and from. He loves racing, so you never know.
If you watched 18 minutes into this, if you have a way to make that possible, I will be forever in your doubt. I will sing Rocky Top. And you know how much I love that's a good song, but you know how much I
Oh,
hate
you would stoop
touring.
that low, huh?
I would stoop that low to make it happen. Um but
You
yeah,
know, that's a cool thing, and I would never stoop low enough to sing about anything coming down a track.
anyways,
We're
um
off topic.
but I mean, not a ton going on this race. Penske very fast. This is the fastest Penske's looked all season, and they still looked like the second best team in the garage.
Yeah, well, we kind of expected them to look strong, though.
I mean, they are flat track merchants. I mean,
Yeah, I think that
Logano was
exact terminology was said.
Logano was good. Blaney kind of got used up by Hamlin towards the end of this race. He comes home sixth.
Yeah, he got door slammed. I saw that. I kind of rage shut off the race for a minute there, um, because I was mad, even though Busher sucks there. I don't know why. I just was. He was moving up a little bit, and I was just.
You were
And I
drinking.
and I took that personally.
You were drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. And
No. I was like, if anybody's going to finish best here, it's Priest. But maybe we can, follow his coattails up a couple spots. But I flipped it back on, and one of the first things I see is Hamlin just put Blaney in the wall, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, that was one of the worst reoccurring schemes. Absolutely during one of the best. So I feel bad for the black AutoZone car. That's my favorite of anything Blaney runs. It's such a good looking car, and it's so unique compared to everything else at Penske.
And he got door slammed by Ugly Bob.
Man, and Ugly Bob was fast today too. He did not
That
need
is
to be doing
true.
all that.
No, Bob.
Um, and my
Bob has
dark
some
horse
speed.
pick came home eighth in Austin Cindric. I'll take that because if you look at the rest of the top 10, ain't nobody. Josh Berry, 10th. So
Hey, that was my dark horse, wasn't it?
hey, we might know a little bit of Wheel.
Yeah, I
You
have
did.
to know. I was feeling pretty vindicated when I said that, and he qualified third, and I was like, "Oh,
So I
wait a
can't remember
minute."
if you took Barry or Priest. I think you took Barry.
I think
Um,
I think we said Priest was too high up
yes, because
the
Priest was
odds,
shockingly high up in the odds.
so I was like, "Yeah, I'll give Barry a shout," and that worked out better than anticipated.
Um, yeah, so Penske, they were good all day, but they weren't strong enough to ever really contend for the win. Denny Hamlin led all Toyotas, and 2311 was not very good today, so that was all just JGR. Ty Gibbs comes on fourth, probably a second place Gar, if we're being honest.
It was a
Um,
fast car, but it wasn't the fastest.
and then Christopher Bale, he salvages a seventh. I did not think he was that fast. He was running
Mm.
in the teens a majority of the day. Um, and Chase Briscoe, he comes home 14th, qualified 27th.
Yeah, it was
So
bad.
very bad day for Briscoe. This is not a great track for him, but someone said that after the 500, after the everything that went on and some of the stuff that got revealed, that they swapped Gibbs and Briscoe's cars just to or what cars they were giving them, because Gibbs is perennially. I mean, every week he's finishing top five right now,
Yeah.
and Briscoe has just not very much speed comparatively to his
Who
teammate.
said that? Where'd you see that?
It was a joke. It was on
Oh,
Twitter somewhere.
I was about to say, what in the world?
They just,
I'm chronically offline now, so I don't know anything.
yeah,
It's not great.
but um, so JGR was good. We knew they'd be good here. This is typically like a big three track. You don't see any real surprises at Martinsville. Tyler Reddick comes home 15th. He was running around the top, outside of the top 10, kind of in that bubble, anywhere from 8th to 15th all day. He got swallowed up a little bit on that final run, um, but he comes home 15th at his worst track. So just don't lose as much as he could have to Blaney, Elliott, and Hamlin behind him. And of course, like we mentioned before, Bubba Wallace kind of running in the same spot, a few slots better than his teammate, kind of off and on, riding that 8th to 15th bubble
Hmm.
today with cars like the 1, the 6, and the 60 were there throughout the day. Barry was there. And he gets caught up. He causes an incident. I'm a
I was about
Bubba
to say,
Wallace
not
defender.
gets caught up in on this one.
I'm a Bubba Wallace defender. This one was on him.
Yep.
He he absolutely did it to himself, and um, he moves on. He got to go to Bristol next week,
Yeah.
which another track that he's very good at. So,
Yeah.
but he needs to make up a little bit of ground after a really bad points day.
Yeah. That's a big drop.
Um, Trackhouse. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. Shane Van Gisbergen qualified fifth,
Yes, he
and he
did.
stayed in the top 10 all day long.
Did you hear Bubba Wallace take a jab at him, kind of jokingly pre-race?
No.
He goes, he was standing next to him, and he goes, "Yeah, I meant to ask him who drove his car during qualifying."
I love that they're friends. Like that's such
Yeah.
an unlikely friendship. I love it.
I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Um,
But no, I was very impressed with SVG. I was like, man, he looks pretty strong here. So in a great looking, like just
lightning,
lightning
lightning,
bolt Thor
Greek
get
mythology,
mogging the entire crowd scheme. That thing was awesome.
and I thought he like just slowly held on to the car. I would have he almost got a top 10 out of this because he pulled the same strategy out that Chase Elliott did, where he pitted early, tried to two pit it, and then he did not have the same speed that Chase Elliott had. But he did a really good job of not getting caught up in any incident, just um, just trying to get as many points as possible. He earned stage points in this one. Let me look actually where he finished in stage 1 and stage 2. Um, he finished 8th in stage 2, and in stage 1 he comes home 6th. So I
Nice.
mean,
Not a bad day.
that's 8 stage points on a notoriously difficult oval for SVG. So
Yeah,
after
because he's firmly above the cut line. Well, not firmly, I should say firmly in terms of he moved up a couple spots, I think, compared to where he had dropped all the way to the cut line. So he needed that.
yeah, he's now 14th on the cut line. He's got math is hard. He's got 7 points to the good over Daniel Suarez um, to be
Mm-hmm.
on the cut line, and then actually it would be the other Spire car, Michael McDowell, is the first one looking in, and he's got actually a pretty healthy lead. He's got a 16-point lead on Michael McDowell through 7 races.
Yep.
So,
If he can survive Talladega, that's where
well,
McDowell's
he's
going to make up
pretty
some
good on
points.
the plate tracks. I mean, but it's so hit or miss for
Yeah, it's so
anybody.
random. Hence why I use the word survive.
Kansas, I think, is going to be the most difficult one, but I mean, he looked good. Um, Vegas, he did not look good at all. So that's the only like traditional mile and a half we've been to this year. And he struggled.
Might be in trouble.
So we'll see how he looks at Kansas. And Bristol last year was not his best race, but I thought he sort of found something in the last 100 laps or so of the Bristol night race. So we'll see how he looks in a few weeks. Um, Ross Chastain, he picks up a point to the cut line. He's still about 20 points back of Michael McDowell. So he's actually about 40 points back at the cut line now. And you're starting to get to territory of like, you really have to pick it up now.
Yeah,
Because,
you can't procrastinate any longer, buddy. It's time to go.
I mean, we're about a third of the way through the regular season. So not quite, but it's not early anymore.
Yeah. No, it's the sense of urgency is going to start kicking in real strong here soon.
Um,
But get that man to Charlotte and let him do his thing. And we might be all right.
so But I think that's a pretty good recap. Spire was middling today. I didn't think anything really of them. They were kind of in the same territory as both RFK and Trackhouse.
Yeah.
Um, Daniel ran better than Carson most of the day. And then Hocevar seemed to have speed. He seemed to find something kind of in the back half of this race. He seemed to pick up some speed. So just keep an eye on them just because they're on the cut line.
Yeah.
RFK, they rallied. They finished pretty well as a group. And I think that's all the major teams talked about.
Yeah. No one else of note, really. Just,
Oh, besides the other Hendrick guys,
uh,
we did talk about um the winner Chase Elliott, but I mean William Byron never really had much speed. He comes home 5th. Uh very good finishing position considering. Kyle Larson in this race felt multiple times like he was just not as fast as the JGR guys or the Penske guys even. He comes home 9th. And then Justin Allgaier actually finished 22nd. So he finished right where he qualified. Pretty decent day for the 48 with Justin Allgaier behind the wheel, but I mean, you that
yeah.
season's already kind of dead in the water.
Yeah.
So nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
But content, we'll have an episode out later this week, and then that's more casual, more relaxed, and then we'll get up after Easter and do a race preview for Bristol.
Oh, yeah.
So, but unless you have anything else to say, I think we can wrap it up there.
No. Just wish everybody listening to this a happy Easter. He is risen. And we will, I guess, have a pretty chill podcast coming out here soon, which will be nice.
Yeah, chill podcast. We'll have a guest on. It'll be a
Yes,
really
sir.
good time. So, look for that to hit your inbox probably on Good Friday. That's when I'm planning on it being out. But if that's it for us, then that was the Tri Oval Office. I'm Cayden. That's Grant. Leave a like on the video if you got this far, and subscribe if you enjoy this NASCAR content or the Braves content I've been putting out lately. So I'll catch you next time, and this is the Tri Oval Office.